I had big cracks in places no one saw. Our heart held together with a fragile law. I kept smiling through the pain, but every step just felt the same. I told myself I was too far gone, that he'd be better if I moved on. But when I thought I lost his hand, he showed me I still had a chance. They said he only uses the strong, but they've been preaching it wrong. 'Cause I was a mess torn and open, and he still called me chosen. God don't quit on the broken. He don't leave what he's spoken. He don't walk out on the lane, he just walks them out of shame. He ain't scared of all our scars, he makes beauty where they are. If you're shattered, if you're hoping, trust me, God don't quit on the broke. I saw doors shut in my face, tried to earn love, tried to chase grace, but he don't need me polished clean. He works right in the in-between. My weakness ain't his reason to leave, it's the very space where he breathes. While folks saw a broken man, he saw a story in his hand. He don't throw clay off the wheel, he reshapes what life tried to steal. He don't give up in the storm, that's when his power is born. Even when I gave up on me, he stayed and set me free. God don't quit on the broken. No, he stays through the unspoken. When you're too weak to stand tall, he carries you through it all. He don't look for perfect hearts, he rebuilds the torn apart. You ain't too far, you ain't too low, he won't quit, just so you know. I was broken, and I thought he was done with me, but that's when he got started. He doesn't quit when you break, he builds with it. So don't give up, because he never will. I had a smile that lied so well, a hollow laugh no one could tell. They saw me standing looking strong, but inside I've been drowning all alone. No screams, no cries, just held it in, a storm beneath my quiet skin. But in the place no one could find, he showed up right on time. He didn't need a spoken word, he felt what no one ever heard. No noise, no song, no sound of trace, but he still met me in that place. Ooh, he found me drowning in my silence, where the pain was loud and violent. When I had no words to say, he saw the tears I hid each day. No spotlight, no rescue call, still he reached beneath it all. I was dying quietly to find him, but he found me in my silence. I wore my Sunday best disguise, but he saw through the well-dressed lies. I sang the songs, I played the part, but couldn't fool the one who knows my heart. And when the crowd had walked away, he sat with me and chose to stay. In my stillness he saw the fight and pulled me gently into the light. It wasn't loud, it wasn't grand, just a savior reaching out his hand. I didn't beg, I didn't scream, still he came into my dream, where the quiet nearly broke me down. His mercy wrapped around my sound. He found found me drowning in my silence, in the dark beneath the violence. When I couldn't find the will to pray, He whispered, I'll make a way. He heard the ache I didn't share, touched the pain I couldn't bear. No need for noise or sirens, He found me in my silence.
You don't have to shout for Him to hear you. You don't have to speak to be seen. Even in your quiet suffering, He listens. He cares. And He will find you, even in your silence.
I was cracked, I was torn, like a vessel, worn and worn, used up by the world's abuse. I didn't think I had a use. People walked by, shaking heads, said I'd never rise from that bed. But in my mess, He came to stay. No, He never threw me away. He saw treasure in my trash, found gold beneath my ash. Where others saw a lost cause, He saw a miracle in pause. He never threw me away, held me close when I went astray. When the world called me waste, He picked me up with holy grace. He didn't toss what was broken and bruised. He gave it purpose, gave it use. I was shattered, but He chose to stay. He never, no never, threw me away. I tried to fix myself before, but I just ended up worse than before. Addictions, lies, pride and fear, I thought ain't no way He'd draw near. But He stepped into my shame, called me softly by my name. He didn't judge, didn't look away. He just said, child, you're mine today. I was the kind folks throw out fast, but God don't put us in the trash. He breaks the chains, repairs the clay, turns our night into His day. 1,000 times I walked away, but He still stayed. He never threw me away, even when I cursed His name. He held my soul like a fragile flame, spoke to me through all my shame. He saw me drowning in disgrace, still He gave me a holy place. I was dirty, I was strayed, but He never threw me away. People might give up on you, but He never will. You're not garbage to God, you're a masterpiece in the making. And no matter how broken you feel, He'll never throw you away. There were nights I laid in the dark, too numb to cry, too cold to start. I had no words, just heavy air. I didn't kneel, I didn't dare. My hands were shaking, faith felt gone. I didn't know where I belonged. But even then, in all that distance, when I couldn't pray, He still listened. He heard the whispers I couldn't say, felt every tear I wiped away. Even silence has a sound, And that's where his love was found. When I couldn't pray, he still listened. When my soul was locked in prison, he heard the hurt beneath my breath. Stood by me when I feared death. No amen, no perfect lines. Still he showed up every time. He knew my heart's condition. When I couldn't pray, he still listened. People said I had to speak, that my faith had to sound real neat. But God ain't waiting on a speech. He comes close to the ones he'll reach. In my silence he drew near, held me close and calmed my fear. Grace don't come with rules and missions, 'cause when I couldn't pray, he still listened. There were moments I gave up on me, but he never stopped believing. He don't need a fancy phrase, just a soul who's lost and amazed. And even when I had no strength, he stayed, he went the length. When I couldn't pray, he still listened. Stood right there, no conditions. He heard my silence loud and clear. Turned my sorrow into cheer. Didn't judge my quiet cries. Didn't need a church disguise. He knew my soul's submission. When I couldn't pray, he still listened. Sometimes you don't have the words, and that's okay, because he's not just listening to your mouth. He's listening to your heart, and even in the silence, he still listens. There were days I tried to hide, ashamed of what I kept inside. Told myself I went too far, that grace don't reach behind these bars. But then I heard that old song play, nothing but the blood, and it made a way. Even with my history, that cross still covered me. I thought it faded with my sin, like it wouldn't work again. But mercy don't have an end. That cross still calls me friend. The cross still covers me when I fall, when I bleed. Every stain, every scar, it reaches right where you are. Through the guilt, through the shame, through the fire, through the blame, I stand, not perfectly, but the cross still covers me. People see the outer man, but God sees deeper than they can. They only see what I've done wrong, but he sees who I've been all along. He don't count my failures tall, he just lifts me when I fall. It should have been my penalty, but the cross still covers me. I've wandered, I've wrestled, I've run, but I can't out sin the sun. That blood still flows, that grace still fights, it still heals wrong and makes it right. Every doubt, every cry, the cross hears and still reaps. Oh, the cross still covers me. Like a blanket over my grief, it don't wear out, it don't fade. It's stronger than my darkest days. It's stronger than my darkest days. I'm not perfect, but I'm free. 'Cause His love still covers me. Yes, in all my broken dreams, the cross still covers me. You might feel like you've gone too far, but that cross, it don't retire. It still speaks. It still heals. And yes, it still covers you and me. I was guilty, no way around it. Caught in my sin, true, surrounded. My hands were dirty, my soul was black. I knew the judge wasn't holding back. The wages of my wrong were clear. Should have been me paying right here. But before the sentence could be said, He stepped in and went instead. I didn't ask, I didn't plead, but He saw my deepest need. And when that hammer should have dropped, He stood up and took my spot. He took the fall I earned, took my fire, took my turn, stood in the gap I couldn't fill, climbed that hill, took every nail. I was broken, lost and burned, but He gave me back what I never deserved. Love like that I couldn't return, but still He took the fall I earned. I was running with no remorse, headed fast down the wrong course. Didn't think heaven still knew my name, but grace don't play that shameful game. He wore a crown that wasn't His, paid a debt that was truly mine to fix. When they mocked and pierced His side, that was my place, but He didn't hide. I should have been the one on trial, the one who walked that painful mile, but mercy wore my guilty face, and love stood strong in my place. He didn't owe me anything, still gave me everything. He took the fall I earned, felt my judgment, felt my turn, stretched His arms on that tree so I could walk away free. I was unworthy, I was cursed, but He reversed what I deserved. He didn't flinch, didn't swerve. He took the fall I He didn't have to, but he did. He looked at my mess, my guilt, my record, and said, I'll take it. That's love, that's Jesus.
I did some things I can't defend, hurt some hearts I can't amend. I tried to hide behind my pride, but even there I couldn't hide. Thought I burned my final bridge. With every choice I slipped off the edge. But just before I gave up the fight, he reminded me I'm still his child. I thought I ran too far too long, but his grace is too wide to be gone. Even with these scars and stains, he never once let go my name. I still got a place in his hands, even when I don't understand. When I let go, he held tight. Through every wrong, he stayed right. I was the stray, he made a plan. He never dropped what he began. Though I fell, I still stand, 'cause I still got a place in his hands. People said I was done for good, judge me harder than they should. But God don't throw away his clay. He shapes it in a deeper way. He sees the cracks and still believes there's beauty left beneath the grief. He held my soul like fragile glass and healed the pieces of my past. I almost gave up on myself, but he reminded me I'm not on some shelf. I'm carved in the palm of the King. Even at my worst, I'm still his thing. And if you wonder where you stand, just know there's still room in his hands. I still got a place in his hands. Grace don't break, it understands. Through every valley, through every storm, he's kept my soul safe and warm. Not forgotten, not unmanned, still part of his holy plan. I ain't perfect, but I know where I am. Still got a place in his hands. He didn't let go when I slipped, didn't flinch when I tripped, and now I stand, still held in his hand.